day 145, and since we have a lot of new people, it's overwhelming me. Since Carnivore today, Adam posted his interview, our community is growing, and I'm so blessed that I have you. So I wanted to use this video to give you an overview, which I didn't mention in the interview, who I am, show you really the naked truth. I'm not gonna, strip, but I'm gonna be very open about everything. And just to give you a big picture so you don't have to watch 145 videos, because I post every day. For me, my highlight personally is when I read every day from some people. For me, it's not about YouTube algorithm and these kind of things. I don't care. I often also block people who are just trying to, bash or say, going into the veganism thing or something like that. If it's not constructive, if it's really just being mean, I just block it. So and don't put your energy into it. Even if it's condescending and arrogant, and you are still one of the good ones, but you are too arrogant about it, and you put yourself on a pedestal and everybody's stupid because they're not doing the same thing like you do, you're gonna be blocked. Because I don't care about this negative algorithm thing and it's gonna push your content and these kind of things. I really don't. So I want to keep this community positive, and that everybody shares their journey and their ideas and their things. Because for me personally, and thank you Jacob, you brought me to this thought today, I honestly see my channel as my personal safe space. And I know that sounds stupid because the internet and online is not a safe space, but for me personally, my journey, nobody knows about it like you guys in my personal life, besides my mom and my son. That's it. And all the people that I surround myself, they know that I'm doing a little bit carnivore, and they know that I eat more meat, but I try to keep it more simple and not to overwhelm people with the information, so it's just not every time the same discussion. So I try to avoid, since a couple of weeks, maybe months even, these kind of discussion, because in the beginning it was major, and it was just putting all the fun out of every talk and every meetup with a person, because everything was just about carnivore and how people think it's bad, and then I have to inform them and give them all the information that I got, and it's getting just exhausted, and that's not my thing. I I like to talk to people who are carnivore about that, because it gives me just a little bit of this space haven as well. And some people who are open-minded or have some issues, I can always ask, I'm doing something that changed my life and doing well for me. Would you like me to just give you maybe an inspiration about that? If not, completely understandable. Because when you're sick, and since I have MS, it's very difficult to listen to all the information, because everybody thinks they are doctors and they're so smart because they read some books or watch some YouTube videos and give a lot of information out. But the truth is that the doctors don't do anything else. They also get their information from kind of studies you can also read online. They also get their information from YouTube and watching just other experts and talks and keynotes speakers on kind of events where you also can go at some point. Of course, there are other events as well where you can't be if you're not a doctor, but that's how this works. And also my doctor is using sometimes YouTube or studies online to show me what's going on and just reading it with me. So, just everybody's in a position, also especially when they had their own journeys or know somebody that did something, to share information and to share inspiration. And that's what YouTube for me is about. It's sharing inspirational things to others that may help them. Because what happened to me with MS, and I talked about it in Adam's interview, is that I was a lucky person, that all the doctors were wrong about me, and then one doctor, she was an eye surgeon, she then had ideas and just led me to the solutions and these things. So for me, what is important about this? For me, it's like a diary. I see where I started, how it went, especially when I'm hopefully at some point there yet, where I want to be with my weight, with my healing, with everything. I want to look back and say, you see that was my first day, but you see every day how much I struggled and what happened, honestly and open about it, and not faking it. And because most of the people also in carnivore world, they cheat. They cheat a lot, but they don't show it. And if you look a little bit deeper into it, you will see some videos, some evidence, and these kind of things where you actually see it, you know. So that's why always that fucked me a little bit up, that people only share their experience when they're done, and you don't see how they struggle to get there. And you think then also, oh, okay, that's how it goes. And when you yourself struggle, you think you're doing something wrong, because that's what I thought at some point. What am I doing wrong? Everything is going wrong. Nothing is working. I'm not losing the ton of weight that I wanted to lose. I'm not feeling amazing and energized every day. What am I doing wrong? And then everybody's giving the same advice. Oh, you don't have enough electrolytes. You don't have enough protein. You don't have enough fat. And all these kind of things. So what I wanted to tell you is one thing. I binge watched basically every carnivore content there is outside. So that's my personal feeling. So I know a lot of people on the carnivore world and their struggles and how they did it and these kind of things. But still, it's a lot of content. So every time you share something with me, maybe there is somebody that I even didn't recognize or I never looked deeper into it. So I'm really thankful for these kind of tips. The other thing is I am in a lucky position where I work a lot. I work in the IT, I told that also in Adam's videos, and I receive the money for my work because I'm doing a lot of things. And for me personally, I don't have really expensive hobbies or spend a lot of money on clothes or bags or these. I'm a very minimal person. So for me, I'm in a lucky position that I can take my money and put it into a basket for private doctors, for a lot of tasks which people can't afford. So why is this important to tell you? Because one thing, we are learning from people's experience and their journeys, and sometimes you have maybe some kind of things happening in your body and you can't tell, but you maybe don't have the money to pay a lot of it to get to the point. And sometimes it helps to see it from other people and see, oh, that's what it was for her, maybe it is for me as well. Maybe I can check out this little thing and not all of it. So for you, important to know, I spent already thousands and thousands of euros for my condition, for private doctors, for healers, for hypnotherapists, for therapists, for physiotherapists, for a lot of different kind of people all around the world. I'm not one that just focus on my country and some people. I really go and look a lot in my surroundings. So right now I'm taking again a lot of thousands of euros to be checked out because some new things showed up 2 years ago. It was before carnivore, so there is no correlation between carnivore. But right now also my eyes are getting really bad, and that's what scares me the most. And I went to a lot of eye surgeons and doctors, and they're all saying you have another MS seizure. So I don't believe that. I know my body. I was right before, so I'm not gonna take that. I'm just gonna fight back. And I'm gonna spend all the money to go to a private clinic in Slovenia. I will be checked out. I will have a whole body MRI that costs about 1,000 euros. I will have a gastrocolioscopy. I don't know the English words for it, but I will write them down as soon as I have all the things together. It's like checking the gut and everything what's happening in the stomach gut area. Costs also around 1,000 euros. I will have a big blood work checked, which then be also again 500 euros and these kind of things. So you see it accumulates, and I will have more information than most of the people will have because I have the access to these kind of doctors, and I do have the access from my work to spend it on that because I just want to fight back, and I don't want all the now over 10 neurologists really hard for me to pronounce, to okay, that's a mess. Everything is a mess. Everything that's going on in my body mess. I just don't believe that. I do have the evidence every half an year that they doing the MRIs, so you see it in my brain what's going on and how many lesions are showing up, and it's getting bad and worse. But when I started carnivore, actually just in a month, some of the points were getting better from the lesion part, and now I will have a little bit more information because then it's 145 days in. So if I do now the MRI, we're gonna see also what the progress is. Do I have now more lesions, what they told me I'm gonna have, and why I have to go on a very hardcore medication. So I stopped using the MS medication maybe how much, 100 days or something. Somebody is smarter than me. I documented it every day. because it make me very, very sick. So they are now fighting all to me taking the meds, and that's why I'm fighting back, because if everything that I will discover in the next couple of weeks and pay a lot of money for it, then I'm saying, okay, you're right, it is the MS seizure, I'm gonna go for the medication for now. That's important, because I do think that carnivore can heal autoimmune diseases and all these things. I do believe that. Also the B12 and the vitamin D and all these things I also told in the interview. But you messed up your body years and years. I messed up my body 35 years. That's my age. So I cannot heal that everything in 154 days, even doing the right things. It's impossible. For some people, they have other kind of symptoms, or they're having not that severe of issues, but it takes time. But sometimes people don't have the time because their illness is just fighting and bringing them down. For me right now, this is the point where it's bringing me down. I can't see. I just can't see in the far, and these kind of things, it's just getting really bad, and I'm sick all the time because it's like I'm on a roller coaster drunk. My pain on the left side was getting crazy. My legs are stopped to work most of the time, and my hands are really hurting. So I'm in a lot of pain. And that's what I need to figure out fast, because if nothing's worked, nobody finds something else that's wrong with me, which I hope. I don't hope that's something else, but I hope they will find another thing that's not the MS, which is more easily, you know, just you have the surgery, you remove something, and then everything is fine. That's what I'm hoping for. But that's what we're not going to talk about and speculate, and that's what I want you guys to stop speculating what I have and what's going on, because I will have the evidence. So my other lucky position is not only the money and the private clinics I can access, it's my dad is a diplomat, so my dad has access to a lot of influenced professors and doctors and these kind of people. So the things that we are going to have, all the pictures, all the lab tests, all the, you know, all the things also with the heart and the lungs and these kind of things that I'm going to do, every of them, my dad is going to send it to all these people, and they're going to give him another check. So it's not only one person's opinion that I'm going to have. I'm going to have various opinions from all around the globe. So that's what's important, and that's why I'm sharing this as well. Not to be condescending or arrogant, and I hope you see that. It's about maybe with my results, it will help somebody of you, because you will have an idea what's going on. I will try to take as much as information as I can from these smart people to explain why certain things are important and how this works, so I can give it to you guys then. And that's what is very important about my journey. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say about my health issues and these kind of things. So what you know about me, so I'm really open about everything right now, and honestly I don't know that also some women are following my channel. So less, unfortunately. I would love to have more women, but I think you're 30%, maybe now it changed, I didn't look it up. But I think that this channel, for me personally, it's not my channel, it's our channel. It's my Tony always said it, it's a wolf pack, and I see it really a wolf pack in nature is family. And I do see you guys as a really strong, secure system for me. I feel safe with you because you are keeping me safe. You're keeping me safe also from these online bullying things. You keep me motivated to still going on, because I don't have to do that. You know, I don't want to be a YouTuber. I don't want to spend my time on social media. I have a great job. I have a great family. You know, I don't have to put myself out there in these positions, which gives me anxieties, freaks me out, makes me cry, because I really can't handle even some small comments which are not even bad. So that was why I was scared about Adam's video, because I know that a lot of people will show up, and the more people it see, the more haters you start to attract, and that's what I'm most scared of. So I really wanted to ask you, if you're part of this community, to keep that in mind, and just every comment that you make, just to me, I'm reading it. It's not for the algorithm, it's not for YouTube, I don't care about that. It's really for me, and just keep me going on. If you want me to keep going on, it helps me with your comments a lot, and I'm gonna start crying again, and you have to know I'm a crybaby because that really makes me emotional. Because sometimes I think I don't deserve most of you guys, because you are really kind and inspirational and nice to me, and it really helps me and keeps me just sharing this, because I know from my own experience, just because some people shared their journeys and their things, it brought me to some solutions for myself. And that's why I'm so thankful for YouTube in general, because a lot of these people just changed my life and so much better, even with decluttering, productivity, and these kind of things. But it changed my life in my work-life balance situation as a mom, for having some hacks and tricks. And so I just want to give something back, because I am in a more lucky position right now, and I hope to God it stays like that. So I do believe in God. I am a minimalist. I put myself a lot into these kind of decluttering, productivity, organizing things in the beginning. That was my obsession before Carnivore, I would say. And I can tell you that really changed my life, because I got more calm, just more balanced. And especially when you're having your kitchen, when you're Carnivore, it's so minimal, it's so life-changing. You don't think about food all the time. You don't, just shopping takes so much time and these kind of things. So that changed on Carnivore severe. It changed my life. It brought me peace, really. The hunger part as well on Carnivore, it's just I'm eating so much more. I don't care about food, because I eat until I'm full. And if I'm 1 hour later, I'm still hungry, because that happens to me. So just having the enough protein fat part is for me most of the time not enough, because of my hormone levels, my Hashimoto, all the things that are happening in my body, my emotional eating. I sometimes, like the last 2-3 days, I'm constantly hungry, and I don't care about that. So I just go out and try to do my best. And I'm eating then some, like yesterday, just some sausages, and I let them just cut the sausages and I eat it. Or I take just some I didn't take cheese yesterday, but you can go and buy cheese and salami and dry sausage and whatever is available, and just eat it. Or pork rind fats we have. These are really tasty, that you can buy everywhere in Austria. So these kind of things really, help to navigate through this, because it's easy accessible. So what does this mean also from the whole body looks part? In the beginning, because of my MS medication, I lost a lot of hair. It was MS based on the medication, and it really started freaking me out, because my hair was just, I had like this much more hair. That was my hair, and I had always too much hair. They had to cut it so it will be less. And I started just because of the MS, and since I was on all these medications in the beginning, I just started losing a lot of hair. And it makes me sad. It's not about looks or these kind of things. For me, it was always about when I see in the mirror, I see the first thing I see is my hair changing, and I'm sick. That's what's freaked me out, actually. And so the last, when was it? I think a month ago, my hair started to grow again, and it started being better. But at the same time, I ordered also some extensions. So that's why I say, especially women who are following me, I do have some, I don't know if you see that, these are little tapes, and I have 16 of them just in it. So my real hair is that long, but you see they're still very thin, and I just make it a little bit more thicker. And for me personally, just to feel healthy, and I know it sounds bad, but that's really how I feel. My skin was really bad. I had acne as a child. I didn't have it as a grown-up, but I had a lot of issues, so I don't wear makeup at all. But still, you have the lights here. You have filters which are in the phone. You can't really, when you see a person in real life, it's completely different. Their skin texture, don't know if you see that. Here I had some issues the last couple of days. That looks so much better here on the camera than in real life. So also important for you to know that with a lot of influencers and these people. So with the skin, what is with the skin on Carnivore? Just use, and believe me on that, just use tallow. Just look up what tallow means in your country. It's always different, but just use the tallow. It's just a beef fat, You can make it yourself. You will get it for free and put it on your skin. It's not, you know, this beautiful smell or something, but it will help you. And especially with dry lips, it's unbelievable. Believe me that. It's healthy and it's not drying your skin and your lips out with labello and all this crap you can buy. It really will mess up your skin at some point. Even if it helps now, it can mess up it later. And all the toxins in the creams, that's what most people don't know. The skin absorbs all the toxic much faster. That's why ibuprofen, for example, if you have some pain, the ibuprofen cream works so much better than to take the pill. It works so much faster, and it takes about 10 minutes for me. Then I can, you know, lift weights as a crazy person if I have that. But if I take a pill, it takes around, you know, 30-40 minutes to even give me a little bit of relief. That's why you have to understand that everything you put on your body, sunscreen, these kind of things, there are toxins in it for you. Keep that in mind. So avoid these things just as much as possible, because that's what you want to do on Carnivore, especially, just to think about the things you're putting in and out of your body. Use coconut oil for your hair. That's also a very good tip, just using coconut oil, or go for even more natural things. But even the natural shampoos and these kind of things are messing with us. But especially for women who have colored hair and these kind of things, you just can't, you know, not go for that. You would just look like a witch, and that's also not what we're gonna go for. Because yeah, you can do that, but I'm not like this person. So I can just tell you, also from the skin perspective, coconut oil and tallow, it's basically so cheap. You will have so much more money for other things. So that's one thing I can tell you. My skin got so much better because also of the collagen. It's just like beef gelatin that you can use every day. That's really helping. So if you have issues with your skin, just put some beef gelatin, just maybe a teaspoon, in your coffee, drinks, water. Just drink it and see a couple of days if something changes. If you're lucky, in a lucky position, just drink bone brew and soups and these kind of things. Be careful with that. They have a lot of histamine. They can cause you issues. Also the bone brew, people say they don't. It's not true. My mom and I had major reactions on bone brew. So also my grandfather, don't know what it is about it. Keep that in mind with everything you're doing. That Carnivore, you can just cause you a lot of histamine troubles as well with the breathing, or when your nose is just what's happening now to me. That comes most of the time from dairy. So I don't use much dairy. I did before. I did a lot, especially when I drink coffee. I drink it with milk, so I didn't drink coffee now for 8 days. I took the caffeine pills to get rid of that because I always need milk. So dairy and butter as well cause me these kind of clogged nose and stuff like that, but also the allergies. So it can also come from the allergies. And I do have issues now with my throat and everything. So I do think that I have kind of a weird virus or something, because a lot of people are sick in my surrounding, but my body is stronger than before to handle these kind of things. Usually I would just go to bed and, you know, be very sick. That's a thing. And also milk and dairy and these kind of things can cause your skin look worse. So when I started using a little bit of the dairy part and more butter and these kind of things, it helps me with my brain work a lot. But I also had some kind of outbreaks sometimes on my skin immediately, so, and with my breathing. But you just have to choose your battle. For me right now, it's keeping it 100% carnivore with the butter, with 90% meat, 2% cheese, I would say, and dairy is maybe not even 1% from what I'm eating. Yeah, no, that's basically what I'm eating right now. So I think it's important to just have the big picture and just find out what can cause all these kind of things, but still choose your battle. Is it now for you important to be at work and have the lucky position to eat butter? That's for me personally, even if it's causing me some kind of bloatings a little bit and these kind of things, but not severe. I'm used to my whole life having bloatings, fartings and these kind of things, which are awful to my body. But right now I feel so much more comfortable, and it's so easy, and I don't have that much of issues. Even if I have issues, they are still not that big of a deal for me. That's why I keep it a little bit more, I can't really, I'm heavily breathing more maybe today, but I do think it's because of the allergies, because as soon as I went out, also my son started sneezing, and I really think that the allergy is just through the roof with everybody, so it also in my company. So that's that. Let's just move from the body down. I don't have any kind of fillers, Botox, or these kind of things. I think that's the worst thing you could do to your body, not because of the looks or something, because I do really think that I saw it with all the people, they just can't stop at some point with all the fillers they're putting in and the Botox, and there are a lot of, and that's what you really should know, and they admitted it, a lot of carnivore influencers, female, who had these things done. Michaela admitted to have Botox here, especially because, so some reasons there, or finding reasons for that. And also Al, Chafee's girlfriend, she also admitted in one interview I saw that she has fillers also with her lips and Botox and these kind of things. So there's an interview with Al. Also, you can watch. That's why do I think it's so important to be open about it, and that's a good thing that people are open about it, because people then think, oh, she's carnivore, that's why she looks so good, that's why her skin is so perfect, that's why whatever, because it's not, for some people it's just not, it's still faking, if you're not open about it, if you're not admitting it. So that's the most important part. So I don't have it, so that's why I'm I don't know if you see that, I'm having a lot of I don't, how do you say that? Wrinkles. And what happened also is on Carnivore, my eyes really got lighter, because I do have brown green eyes, and my eyes got a little bit more green as a color. I think it's just because you cut out the crap like sugar and processed food, and that your eyes will a little bit clear up. But I have a lot of issues with my eyes as well. That's why they're extremely red, painful, burning, and I'm crying all the, my tears are just dropping. So we're gonna do a long video today, because I want to give you the whole big picture. I do have breast implants since I'm 19. That's one of the worst things I've ever done to my body. I'm so sad that I did it, because I had issues. It's not about the looks, they look perfect. I shouldn't, but they do. But the problem was that on the left side, I got up, I was still under anesthetics, but I thought, oh, I can go up, and then I just break down, and the left side, there was a little tube, and when I fall down, the tube got out, and since then I had major problems. So they had to keep me there for days and put me narcotics into my anesthetics and these kind of things, with a big big thing into my breast all the time. So I never thought about it anymore. I just had, just lying, I like to lay down on my stomach and these kind of things. That's really always in my mind, oh my god, something can explode. So what the problem for me is, normally you have to change them every 10 years, but that's not what I did, because sometimes you don't have to if there are no issues. But the surgery on MS would be major problem, because it can cause a seizure, and the seizure for me may cause me then to totally go into the wheelchair and just not get out of it anymore. So that's why every kind of surgery would be problematic for me, and that's why I'm also having all these MRIs to check out if my pain that is underneath my breast, and it's just moving like here, that if it's come from the heart, if it's come from an organ, if it comes from the stomach, where does it come from, or is really a leakage or something happening in the breast part, which sometimes you can't see. You saw it with Yolanda Hadid, she had like these kind of things. So that's what I can tell you if you're even thinking about it, because I do have some women, and I know about when you're having a child and these kind of things. I really tell you, don't do it. You will regret it for the rest of your life, because you will have fun maybe with it, 10, 12 to 15 years, but at some point you will just be scared, and every surgery is a very big risk. So for me, it's always this courage that somebody just hit something or happen something. Of course, there are still capsule, but it always can be something. But that's basically, yeah, I do have, I'm just gonna show it to you because we are very open about it. So, voilà. So my stomach, when I have it like that, you see, this is what I always have. It's like this natural thing, even if my stomach is a little bit bigger. But right now I ate a lot, and that's what it looks like naturally on Carnivore. And it looks always better in camera, I have to say. So my legs, you see that? I have these issues with my legs. I'm not gonna gonna get completely undressed. I did have some videos how I looked on in my shorts, how I looked completely, just woke up, just I try not to, get dressed and feel good and do. I just, get out of bed and talk to you guys. But you can see then my body in underwear, and also see my big fat ass. But as I said, on videos always it looks better, and I'm so sorry for that. I'm honestly sorry for that, because I would love also to show the real thing, what's going on, because the skin is really mushy sometimes, and I have some, these little things as well. They also thought I have lipodemia, so we're also gonna check that out, because they saw it in the ultrasound. So because my knees started having more fat surrounding them, and these kind of things just happen, and I'm getting a lot of blue. Even if somebody just takes my leg like that or massages it, I get blue, and that's sometimes, indicators for that. But that's why we are going to check out everything, so just to see what's going on. I do sport-wise, I do every day in the morning watching some trashy bachelor stupid things reaction videos. I don't watch smart things. I watch really trashy things, and I do my stretching. I do it every day, because without the stretching I'm in a lot of pain. I do have 2 disc prolapse, one here and one an L4 L5, because I had an accident with fighting sport. I used to do Krav Maga and Muay Thai, and one trainer in Tenerife, knocked me out, and these 2 things happened at the time. So I had major issues also because of them, to walk and do the things. So without a lot of different kind of physiotherapists, also my cousin is a physiotherapist, so I collected a lot of exercises that I do every day, and I know they're going to prevent me of having pain the rest of the day. If I don't do that in the morning, I have a lot of pain. So that's the only motivation I had now for 1.5 years, even more, to do it every day. And I try in the evening sometimes, if I'm in a mood. Sometimes it's every day of the week doing weight training, because I'm so excited and my energy levels are through the roof and I'm healthy. But most of the time, basically, I would say 70% of the time, I'm not well. I am very struggling with all my still issues I have, and then I'm not motivated to do anything. So the weight training and these kind of things, when I'm doing it, I'm overdoing it, because this 30% gap I have in my life, which I feel good, I just want to use it to do some, and my body wants to do it, it was just make up all the 70% I'm struggling. So I'm, try to walk as much as possible, but also heat on MS is really bad. It's really, really bad. Heat is like the worst thing. That's why we have cold therapy also in the rehabilitation center. They put these really ice cold things, from cancer patients. That's what they put on our heads. It's awful. It's just such an feeling, horrible, because it's really ice cold. It really feels like somebody's just want to melt your brain. I hated it. The vests are completely fine, because here I can handle the cold a little bit better, but heat in general is really messing with MS. So for me, also going out and walk and these kind of things, I try then to go to shopping centers. Also very good tip, if you have shopping centers and you want to get your steps in, just go into a shopping center. You don't have to buy anything. But if you just eat a lot, eat until you're happy, eat a lot fat, eat everything that makes you happy at home, and then go out for a shopping center, because that can really trigger with all the smells and all the good stuff and all the donuts, and even me thinking about it right now, I'm craving something. So that's what I posted in the shorts. If I crave now something like that, I'm really feeling exhausted. I couldn't sleep very well. My eyes were burning. It was red. I was crying. You know, my tears just, not crying. My tears just go. So I eat now the ground beef protein bites that I made, and I totally can recommend them to you if you're already there with your taste buds. But that helps me keep me calm, keep me happy, keep me satisfied, and I'm not feeling bad about it. Yeah, just thinking about my body, if I have something else to say. With my MS, my hands are struggling a lot. So when I do have a seizure, that's like, if you want to make a fist, it's you make a fist. So make it faster, make it really fast. That's my fastest. So I still have the issue that my brain doesn't respond like it should, that it's like which you usually do have. So when I do have a seizure, the only thing my hands can do is this. I'm giving my body signals to move my leg, move my hand, say something, think something, and it's not doing what I'm telling them, or they're just doing then suddenly something different and my hand started twitching and these kind of things. So that's the problem with my MS seizures. And every time I had a seizure, and I had unfortunately a lot of them in a short period of time, it broke my nerves in that matter that I'm every day, and I just want to cry because I hate it. Since 2019, my hands are like somebody sitting on them. It's like ants are scrolling through these fingers, and it just doesn't stop now for years. And it's, you know, most of the time you forget these things and you get over it, but right now when I'm talking about it, it's just so annoying. It's you know, it's just messing with my mind. It's not about that it's hurting, you know. If you have ants on your fingertips, it wouldn't hurt you, but this feeling is just you know. So yeah, that's that. And my legs also start cramping when I walk a lot. So the walking in this position, it's fine. I can walk 20,000 steps, 25,000 steps now since I'm carnivore. I couldn't do that as well. I could walk 3,000 steps and then I was done. Right now I'm really doing good most of the days. I would say 80% of the days I can walk like 15, 20,000 without a lot of issues, but there are still a percentage where I can't do it. But the problem is I cannot run. If I run, my legs are just blocking completely. It's like somebody putting some steel in it, and they're just stiffing, and I can't move them, and it's really painful. And I cannot really good have this situation because also just everything in my body just went like, no, you can't. It just doesn't work. You know, it's not about the mindset. It's really just everything's got stiff like that suddenly. So these are the issues that I have with my legs. I often have sensitivity problems, which are really messing with me. I told it in Adam's video, hot is cold, cold is hot, I get burned and these kind of things. But it's also sometimes my skin, I just can't feel it. And it's so, I can't feel it anyway because of my fingertips. So, but that's why I go to massages often, or Thai massages, because they're really hard. And because if somebody's not doing really hard massages with me, it's just horrible. It's really horrible because then I see how wrong how wrong my body is. But with the Thai massages, I do feel it in the deep of my skin. And then if I can't even feel them, that's when I'm freaking out, because then I know that a seizure is starting. And that's why I'm fighting now, because that happened a couple of weeks ago. That I was to the Thai massage and I couldn't feel her hands as most of the points of my body. And that's also something that it's really messing with everything, I have to say. If you cannot feel your body, you feel just like you're not you know. So these things are messing with me. My brain part is very, with seizures, it just stops working sometimes. I just can't even say names. I'm just starting to stutter. That's what then, but yeah, that's what's happening most of the time then when I'm having a seizure. And that's one of the most horrifying things, because my brain is the best thing I can tell I have. So it's the one thing that is really that's amazing, that I'm proud of, because I trained it. You know, I learned a lot, I studied a lot. I have university degrees in a lot of different things, and one of my majors was also software development and these kind of things. So that's why I love to work in IT. It's complex, it's always a challenge, you always have to think about stuff, but I'm not a good software developer, these kind of things, but I do have all the basics, and I'm very good in concepting things, which people can see their, you know, their little bubbles they are good at. And I'm the person that's like seeing all the bubbles, because I know all their basics and I can combine all their expertise and make it a big picture. That's what my specialty is, I would say. So that's also everything I'm doing. I always see the big picture. I never see like capsules of problems. Like that's, you have the MS, there you have maybe an iron deficiency, there is the nutritional part. I always see the big picture and try to make it work all together. What is the cause and how you can combine all the knowledge that you have to make it a big picture and work. Especially stress is one of the most contributors. If you read Dr. Gabor's book, Your Body Says No, you will see that this is the most impact on your body when you have health issues or problems. So that's why it's for me, it's always important to see the big picture and not only capsule it. Oh, it's not that, it's that, it's that, it's that. So yeah. I think I talked now a lot. In my yesterday's video, I showed also my kitchen and shared a lot of tips and things I learned. And you have to know, since I post every day, not every day is gonna be, you know, something inspiring, something good, something happy, something sad, something, you know, whatever you're expecting here. I will annoy you at some point, because just my mood changes. I'm sometimes a completely different person than I'm right now. I'm just saying fuck like 20,000 times because I'm so pissed or my day was bad. So you're gonna see also these kind of versions of me if you watch through my old videos, or me just suddenly started crying all day long because I can't handle my emotions. But that's the thing, carnivore does help with a lot of things, anxieties and these kind of things, but it's not carnivore. Anxieties come also from social media and a lot of taking a lot in of information and news. And that's important to know, or other things, maybe people, maybe your work, maybe your kids, maybe whatever. So it's anxieties, panic attacks, depressions, and these kind of things. It will get better when you cut out the sugar and these impacts, but you still have other impacts that cause it. And that's not what's gonna carnivore heal you. It will just help you because you think different about the stuff. It will help you because you just look different on life and try to get more out, to get more sunlight, to get more happiness and these kind of things, because you will at some point maybe, you know, develop an interest for these kind of topics. So that's what the most important part is. If you have still anxiety and panic attacks, you are okay, you are totally fine, and that's what's totally normal to have that, because carnivore is not going to heal you completely, not even after a couple of years, because we messed up years and years and years and decades, and just doing it for 2 years, 10 years. The Kelly Hogan with 15 years, some I had 20 years. It's like the most I know that people did. So not even in 20 years you will know everything and be there where you want to be, maybe, if you are a normal person and not one of the very lucky ones who changed their life overnight. So just be gentle with yourself and take your time and just really try to have as much fun as possible. And if you eat you know, whatever you're eating and you enjoy eating it, then please keep it implemented. And if it's spices, and if I have a friend who loves to cook and just if you miss the spices and the herbs and these kind of things, carnivore, you should minimalize or even, you know, get away with it. But if this helps you keep your journey still interesting and going on, please take it. At some point your body will naturally just don't want that thing. And believe me that I, in the beginning, used some spices mix, which is severe, in like every herb and every spice you can imagine is in this little bottle. And it's the only thing I could put on my ground beef, eat it. And that was the only thing that made it desirable for me. And now I can't even smell it. I just can't smell most of the things. I'm just using salt and rosemary because I just can't stand any kind of taste. And that's what I'm saying to you. Please keep that in mind, that if you keep it natural and just go with the flow, what your body needs, what your brain needs, you will be so much better off at some point, because it will click. But you just need to not even be patient, because I'm not a patient person. I hate being patient. But I just try to be a little bit more sensitive about myself and just say, if you need it, take it. It will click at some point. You will do better, not even maybe tomorrow, not even the whole week if you need, to mess up, but maybe the next week. Just don't make any promises to yourself which you can't keep. Just say, oh, you know what? Tell me what you need to your body. I'm gonna give it to you right now. If your brain still knows, if you're gonna have a little piece of cake, you will go overboard, binge eat, and then you feel bad. Then you will know that this is maybe not the right way, but maybe you find something that you don't binge eat. Maybe, some carnivore desserts which are not that sweet, which are totally fine for you, or whatever. So I'm gonna stop now talking. I talked about 45 minutes. And yeah, I would love to really, I read all your comments. So and for me it's very important also, if you are positive towards me, not to write something about me, but to write something about you and your journey. It really helps me with mine. So keep that in mind. Just if you share in the comments, I read it. I really read it, and I really appreciate it, and I really learn from it as well, and try also in my journey to share as much as possible from your journeys with others. And it might help. Something that you shared with me might help somebody at some point. So just keep that in mind. That's what I really hope and wish for this channel, just to be, good to each other, and motivational and inspiring, and help some people that have some issues. That would be my biggest dream, and to share all I can from my perspective. So thank you if you listen to now, and know that you mean really a lot to me, and your support, and that I mean it honestly, and I hope that we will have a great time together. And yeah, so I'm gonna start crying again, so over and out. See you tomorrow as always.